Woo!
Bro, what just happened?
A lot happened. A lot happened within the past 24 hours.
Yeah, we gotta talk about it. Let's start with the regular intro, man. February 10th. It's Thursday. NBA trade deadline day. It is currently 3:52 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we're like an hour after the trade deadline. I was kind of pushing it along to hope that something would have happened, but I guess we'll talk about that too. For the people who have never seen any of this, this is the Radical Source Podcast. This is where we do the sports. This is where we're doing life talks. I'm Daniel.
I'm Ethan, and the flesh is Chris. He'll be here sometime next week. Don't worry about it.
Word. For the people that have seen, Chris is busy out here. So you know who Chris is. For people that have never seen it, there is a third person named Chris. Very great guy. If you subscribe and like videos, you'll get to see him, or you can go watch some past videos and see who we're talking about. It works out. Or just wait till next week and see when Chris gets here.
I mean, we're talking about live trade deadlines right now. Like, imagine this past week, like, we saw the Sabonis trade. We witnessed it live.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's plenty to watch. Ethan, the other channel.
Radical Souls, we call it Radical Souls Show for now, temporary. But we have a lot to review, we have a lot to post, and we're very excited for people, the sneakerheads out there. Please check out that channel.
Yeah, link will be in the description. You can go over there, subscribe over there too. Follow Radical Souls Instagram. Ethan's always posting sneakers there. Ethan, let's get into this though. Let's get it.
Let's get right into it.
All right, so let's start with yesterday because you had the trade from yesterday. Nothing too crazy. I mean, it made sense. It was the trade. Let me just pull it up real quick to make sure I get all the full details. It was the Portland Trailblazers and Utah Jazz made a trade for. All right, so Utah's getting Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Juancho Hernan-Gomez. Alexander Walker, if it sounds familiar, was the person that was ended up going to Portland in the CJ McCollum trade. Juancho Hernan-Gomez came from the Spurs. The Spurs got Tamas Satoransky, another familiar name because he was involved in that CJ McCollum trade, and a second-round pick. Portland gets Joe Ingles, Elijah Hughes, a second-round pick. Now, I know some of you guys out there are saying, wait, but isn't Joe Ingles hurt? He tore his ACL. Well, Portland did that because he's supposed to be a free agent this year. It frees up the books, gives them more cap space, and it gives them a little more flexibility to decide what they're going to do. Utah got Nickeil Alexander-Walker because they had to replace Joe Ingles. He's a decent young piece. He can help their bench a little bit with scoring, and they can even bring back Joe Ingles next season if they want to.
It was a good move by the Jazz, in my opinion, all three.
Facts. And, the Spurs weren't done there, but we'll get there. This morning we wake up to a trade, and I want to say wake up. We were awake for a while, but depending what coast we were on. The Milwaukee Bucks got Serge Ibaka, 2 future second-round picks, and cash. Sacramento Kings got Dante DiVincenzo, Trey Lyles, and Josh Jackson. The Clippers got Rodney Hood, Semi Ojeleye, and the Pistons got Marvin Bagley III. Were you surprised here? I wasn't surprised about Marvin Bagley. I know they were trying to move him. I was actually surprised about Dante DiVincenzo.
Yeah, I was actually surprised about that too because the Bucks really love him. I think it's a great move for the Pistons for the future. Now you have Cade and Bagley, and you have young stars in the future. To think the Kings could have got Luka too, but we won't go there. But yeah, I was surprised by the Bucks trade.
Facts, and the Sacramento Kings keep that push going of trying to add some pieces out here around De'Aaron Fox.
And how did Sabonis do last night?
Yo, don't even get me started on that.
Fair enough. We'll just keep it going.
Then you had another trade. There was all right. So around this time, there's a rumor going around that the Lakers, Knicks, and Raptors are going to be in a 3-team trade where Cam Reddish gets traded, Nerlens Noel gets moved, Alec Burks gets moved, and the Knicks would bring back Goran Dragic. Now I'm thinking to myself, why would they do that move? I mean, Goran Dragic, it makes sense because his contract, I think, is up this year or next year, and we're supposed to be getting picks. And the Spurs said, no, I want that. The Raptors traded Thaddeus Young, Drew Eubanks, and a 2022 second round pick, my bad, from the Pistons. And the Spurs got Goran Dragic, a 2022 first round pick that's protected 1 to 14, and a 2023 first round pick that's protected 1 to 13. All those protections will come out down the line of what's supposed to happen. I guess they're still going to talk about all that stuff. And Goran Dragic potentially is probably going to get waived and be a free agent for the
I
buyout
guess
market.
they're just looking for the picks at that point.
Yeah, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, I mean, the Spurs doing some things, that's dope, and they were not done there, but that still didn't even happen yet, so let's keep going. Magic make a trade. They get PJ Dozier and Bol Bol, and the Boston Celtics got a future second-round pick. Now, people are saying they did it to save money. I'm like, how much money were you really saving in this trade? But, okay, whatever. Bol Bol and Mo Bamba about to be everyone's favorite front court in a few years.
It might be. You never know.
And then, finally, the trade of the day goes down between the Brooklyn Nets and the 76ers. Me and Ethan are going to stay on this topic for a little bit because there's a lot to digest in this trade, and then we'll keep going into the next trades. So, Brooklyn got Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, a 2022 first-round pick, right to defer until 2023, and a 2027 first-round pick protected 1 to 8. 76ers got James Harden and Paul Millsap. Ethan, who wins in this trade? Who loses? You could do players, you could do teams, you could do situations, all of it.
Out of the first time ever, because the Nets are horrible at trading, they finally won one. I think they finally won a trade. What do you think?
It's definitely going to be interesting to see. I think we can't choose a winner or loser until, I would say, at least next season. Because let's say Philly beats the Nets in the first round this year, then, you could sit there and be like, I mean, Philly obviously won this trade. Or, vice versa. So I think it's going to be something that we have to wait and see. I do think that Philly did F this up a little bit. Because, like you said, that I'm leaning more towards Brooklyn won. I'm not going to say they fully won yet because, we saw another trade go down later on that a lot of people try to criticize the Knicks of losing that trade, but we're not going to go there until later. You're giving the Nets Seth Curry, who I like Seth Curry, but let's keep it a stack. If he ain't scoring, there ain't much else he's offering. So you're kind of putting two Joe Harrises on the team potentially. Like there's literally 100%. The same player, copy and paste. Like
100%.
Ben Simmons, I mean, it's wait and see. We know he is limited. There you go. That's the word. I don't know why limited left my mind. He's gonna bring defense, but Kevin Durant can only drop 50 so many times.
That's probably gonna be one of the main questions too.
And Andre Drummond, I mean, is he gonna be able to bang down low with some of these guys that we've seen him get dogged by in the East the last few years? So
I think going off of you, I think if they're all three, well, Seth is still not that good. If Drummond and Ben Simmons can get back to how they used to be, where Drummond was on the Pistons doing double-doubles and Ben Simmons was at least getting double-doubles with assists, I think it was a really good move. I mean, at least they got some picks, at least.
I mean, they got to salvage the trade that I told you was a horrible idea last year, and people thought I was crazy when I said off rip, that trade is a horrible trade.
Yep.
They blew up the farm.
Harden, KD, and Kyrie played 16 games in 2 seasons altogether.
That's wild, man. And then you sit here and think, like, who they gave up. They gave up Karis LeVert, who could have been a nice piece for them. They gave up Jared Allen, who could have been a nice piece for them.
Yeah, they're both on the Cavs.
Yeah, like, it's going to be interesting, man. And then you got the situation in Philly where James Harden is going to opt in. He's going to get a max extension of, like, they're saying anywhere from 207 to 220. So my thinking was, I don't know. I feel like James Harden maybe forced his way out because he was afraid Brooklyn wasn't going to give him that contract.
True.
And he knew Daryl Morey loves him, so he's like, yo, if I get to Philly and I opt in, maybe I get this extension and everything works out. But if I stay here, it's not gonna work out. Because I don't know, like I would have waited. You know my philosophy. If a person's going into free agency, you wait.
Yep.
Especially because you could have just potentially traded for him in the offseason or maybe not giving up as much.
Yep.
But let's wait and see, man. It's gonna be very fun. And
Yeah.
the first game that Ben Simmons, if I'm Brooklyn, I'm not doing this to the poor kid. March 10th, they play in Philly.
Yo, he's gonna get booed every second of the game. They might boo him for no reason.
They might throw a water bottle
Especially
into the bench just because.
it's Philly. Like we've seen these Eagles games. Imagine Philly. Oof, Philly at home. Nah, it's not gonna be pretty.
Yeah, so I mean they just gotta be smart about this. And it's gonna be interesting, like does Ben Simmons come back fast? Does James Harden come back fast? James Harden was claiming he had a hamstring injury. Ben Simmons was kind of claiming that he wasn't mentally prepared. So are we gonna see two scapegoats that they try to use just all of a sudden disappear?
I mean, I feel like that's what it comes down to. They both just want to lead the team, and they said, this is the only decision we can make. Let's make it work.
Yeah, so I mean, that happened, and then we had more trades that we gotta still talk about because it still levels out a lot of things. The Boston Celtics got Derek White from the Spurs. The Spurs got Josh Richardson, Romeo Langford, a 2022 first round pick. It was protected 1-4, and they got swap rights all the way in 2028 for a first round pick. That might be crazy. That's something to keep an eye on because that pick swap could end up being something wild if Tatum and Brown don't work out too well. And Boston got Derek White, who's a young player that they can potentially try to use as a two guard.
I like him way better than Dennis Schroeder, so I was happy they kind of traded him away. And they wasn't using Josh Richardson like that.
Yeah, so the Dennis Schroeder trade happened later. So I mean, it's going to be interesting to see which route they're going to go. What's going to happen to their bench? They freed up more people, so that's something we'll get down into a little bit later. Something very underrated was the Torrey Craig trade between the Suns and Pacers. The Suns got Torrey Craig back. Pacers got Jalen Smith and a future second round pick. I think it's a win-win for both teams. Torrey Craig, great on defense, can score. And, the Suns are leading the West, and they're bringing back a guy that was there last year, so he kind of already knows what's up.
Yep.
And the Pacers got Jalen Smith. I mean, yeah, we haven't seen a lot of him, but he was a promising center coming into his draft last year? 2 years ago? 2 years ago.
2 years ago? That was awesome.
2020 draft. There you go. Yeah, my bad. It's because it's 2022. I'm over here. Anyways.
No, I know. Yeah, the years.
So, yeah, Jalen Smith was a good center in that year, and, you got to – that kind of puts some pressure on Miles Turner now because they kind of have a replacement if Miles Turner – next year, they're like, you know what, this isn't working out too well.
And to think he was supposed to get traded before the deadline, but that didn't happen.
That foot injury, bro. This dude can't stay healthy.
Can't. He really can't. And it sucks because he's so talented.
Yeah, and then we had a crazy – this is probably the fleece of the day. The Hornets got Montrezl Harrell. The Wizards got Ish Smith and Vernon Carey Jr.
I feel like any team could offer that to Trez and a little bit more than anybody could have got him. Like, what? Vernon Carey and Ish Smith. Ish Smith that was already on the Washington Wizards.
My thing is, like, why don't people like Montrezl Harrell? Like, I don't understand it.
I don't know.
He was so sixth man of the year, and then
he was killing it for the Wizards. Not like he was just having an average season. He was doing amazing.
Yeah, I think that move to the Lakers kind of tanked his value a little bit. Because I think he's gonna be good with the Hornets though. Like he can be your six man or a starter, and it's gonna help LaMelo because you get somebody who could be a little bit of a lob threat, somebody who could throw it down low. It kind of gives that team somebody that's tough because I feel like all of them are kind of soft, not like soft because Miles Bridges, and LaMelo.
Defensively, they could be better.
Yeah, like Montrezl is gonna be that goon for them. Like, yo, don't be talking to my boy's face like that. I'll really slap you.
Yep, because sorry to say, Bridges is not doing anything. Lamelo's not doing anything. Maybe Terry, but as PJ Washington, no. Like, that's
Nah,
very
PJ
good.
Washington try to say something. I'll be like, yo, go take care of your kids, son. Don't you got bigger problems to handle right now? That's a little OD. My bad. My bad. That was a little OD.
I don't want to go there. Someone did, so I'm not even gonna say anything on that. You got that.
And then we had the surprise trade of the day. The Washington Wizards got Kristaps Porzingis and a future second-round pick. The Mavericks got Spencer Dinwiddie and Davis Bertans.
This is a weird trade. They're both injury prone. Porzingis really can't carry that team, and he hasn't been the same since all the Nets. So I don't know. It was a weird trade. Interesting, but weird trade.
So did the Knicks lose that trade, or was that dodging a bullet?
Dodging the bullet, definitely. Mavs didn't want him. Wizards probably won't want him by the end of the season. So definitely dodged the bullet.
I think the craziest thing to me was seeing Spencer Dinwiddie going to the Mavs. And Bertans, because those contracts, they're on brand new contracts. So those contracts are a little hefty. Bertans is an unrestricted free agent in 2025. And if I remember, Spencer Dinwiddie was a 3-year deal, so he's like 2024.
Yep.
So I'm sitting here. At this point, this trade happened, what, like 210, 220 around there?
Yep.
Yo, at that point, I'm like, oh, man, they're not going to have the money for Jalen Brunson. So maybe the Knicks go out and trade for Jalen Brunson. Yo, oh, my God, we have a chance. Yo, we might get Jalen Brunson. And then I sat there, and I'm like, we ain't traded for Jalen Brunson. What am I talking about? So then, next thing you know, it's 3 o'clock. And I'm like, okay, maybe somebody got moved last second. I see an update. I'm like, oh, bet. I open my phone. The Boston Celtics got Daniel Tice, and the Rockets got Dennis Schroeder, Ennis Freedom, and Bruno Fernando. And they're probably waiving Freedom and Fernando. And that was the trade deadline. The Lakers did nothing. The Knicks did nothing. There was a rumor, and do you want to talk Knicks a little bit or not really? It's up to you.
Come on. Definitely.
There was a rumor that the Knicks and Lakers were close to a deal, and then it just fell apart yesterday. Now, that leads me to believe that there is something going on with, are we keeping or trading Julius Randle? Because the only people that match that salary of Russell Westbrook, because Westbrook is making like 40 mil, like we'll just say 40 mil flat, because I don't know the exact number off the top of my head right now. I mean, I can look it up real quick, but you feel me? Like the only people that would be able to match that salary are Julius Randle, Alec Burks, Kemba, 41 mil. So the only people you potentially could trade to match that, like I said, and not this exact trade, but this is just a combination. Noel, Burks, Fournier, Kemba, Randle. You're outside looking in, so obviously I might overvalue players. Are you taking Kemba Walker right now? I could say no.
I gotta say no. Not at the moment.
And if you are, you gotta have like a crazy role for him, right? Like bench and for sure.
Exactly.
All right. Alec Burks.
He's a solid role player. I don't see if there's anything more than that.
Oh yeah, so that's 2 potential role players. Evan Fournier.
Definitely not. We both don't like him.
Nerlens Noel.
Definitely not.
So that's 2 people we just said no to. So the only people we could possibly trade are Kemba and Burks, and they're pretty much making almost the same amount of money.
Yep.
And Randle. So for a trade to not fall through, to me, that means that the Knicks were there like, we're not trading Randle. And they're like, so SMD, hang up the phone, and we done. And they were like, all right, bet. Say less. Because that's the only way that I could see that you don't trade for. Like, do I want Westbrook? No, of course not. But we need a point guard. Westbrook could help shape things. You feel me? Like, it's more about the long-term picture than the right now when it comes to Westbrook. And I think the Knicks wanted to keep Randle. That's why I think they couldn't get Fox. They couldn't get Halliburton. And that's my theory.
No, I think you're exactly right, especially with Fox more than anything, because Fox was supposed to be the main interest with the Knicks, and they fell apart. And now all teams, the Pacers got him. Well, they got Halliburton.
Well, even worse, they got Halliburton.
And they got Sabonis, which is, like you said, the same player as Randle. Same exact skill set.
So it's gonna be interesting to say the least on what the Knicks are doing down this stretch. Are we gonna cut people's minutes and play Reddish and quickly and Obi and
See, I,
McBride?
I thought you were at least gonna get Thornton or at least Cam Reddish at least because he's a young talented player, but that didn't go through.
The thing with me is like, why would you trade a first round pick for Cam Reddish and then move him for a player of similar, I want to say
Caliber.
skill set but talent? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's the plan now? Like, what direction are we going in? Are we playing the vets so we could trade them next year? Are we giving up on them? Are we waiving Kemba? Are we keeping Kemba? Are we starting him? Are we benching him? Are we starting Rose? Is quickly going to be a point guard off the bench? So many questions.
Agreed.
That's going to have to be answered the next, what are we at, 50 something? So, what's the next 30 something games that's going to have to be answered? And you're going to hear me venting probably a lot. Ethan, just be mentally prepared for that. That's all I'm going to say.
As a Vader
Um,
the rest of the season. Very interesting. Very interesting All Star too. Not for nothing.
So let me ask you, how do you feel about the Thunder? Because I wasn't shocked that they didn't somehow get a second or first round pick in any deal that they're trying to take a bad contract or something.
I would say I'm kind of mad because I think we could have got Trez. I think Wizards would have liked like a second or first round pick and a player at least for Trez. And now looking, they got Ish Smith and another player that I'm just so mad about that. I think we could have got Trez for the love.
I do think that's something that's wrong with the Thunder right now. Like you guys don't have that veteran. You guys have veterans, but it's not like that
Yeah.
veteran. You feel me?
Yep.
Like
So
because like I said, that's somebody that can help shape your franchise of his attitude and the way he goes about his business. You feel me? Like
and to think we didn't make any moves with our draft picks. The Lakers didn't make any moves. Surprisingly, Knicks didn't make any moves. I feel like it was a crazy trade deadline, but the bigger teams specifically just didn't make a single move.
yeah, especially because, like you said, like the Thunder aren't the biggest team, but it's the fact that you guys have so many assets that it's like, yo, y'all couldn't get a Derek White, y'all couldn't get a Sabonis, y'all couldn't get.
Just young talent. Just
Even, I mean, you might not like Chris Stops, but even like a Chris Stops.
exactly. Someone with Shaw, but they're just focusing on Shaw too much.
My question is, are they gonna trade Shy? Because my thing is, they haven't shown interest in adding pieces with him. So do you trade him?
Honestly, I don't know. At this point, I feel like we should, but I don't know. We have like 50 draft picks that we just sitting on, so I'm not even sure.
Yeah, because I mean, it's rough too. Because like none of your players make enough money to do something out of this world.
Then
Like the most money that isn't Derek Favors, who's making 9 mil this year, is Josh Giddey, who's making 5.9,
he's a rookie.
and he's making more than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander right now until
Essentially,
the extensions kicks in. So I think that's another thing. Like y'all couldn't do nothing because no one's making enough money.
nope, nobody is. But like you said, at least a young player, just a draft pick. We have plenty of them. Give them like five. We'll be fine.
Um. So what do you think is gonna happen with the landscape of this league now, man? Like, do you think? Because, like, for example, Charlotte's in ninth right now. Do you think that move helps them to like push a little bit with the addition of Montrezl Harrell? Brooklyn's in eighth. Do you think they're gonna take some time to get acclimated here and try to rush into things? The first question I want to know is Ben Simmons vaccinated? Because I've been hearing so many different things. I've been hearing yes. I've been hearing no.
That's very true. We don't know. I don't think they made a big enough news to say that he is. Because even when he was going through like the reporters and everything, they never said that he was.
Yeah, because they'll never had to come up because he wasn't going to play anyway. So that's the first big question.
Who knows? It's still a mystery.
I'm trying to think who else. Philly. I mean, they're in fifth place. They're 2.5 games out of first. Do you think they can make a push now with Harden? Do you think they've lost a few pieces, so it might hurt them?
It's hard to say because you still got the Bucks, you still got the Heat, you still got the,
Bulls,
the Bulls. They're already a
Cleveland.
completely solid team. So Philly, I feel like stays right there. I think maybe the Nets go up a little bit, but only because Kyrie and the home games and away games, they'll still lose. But I'm not sure. The Hornets will go up. Hornets will go 6. I'm not gonna lie. Hornets will go up.
So you think Toronto's gonna fall out?
Yeah, I think the Hornets go up.
Let me pull up the standings so we can take a look at this nonsense. Because the Knicks are in 12th. And we play Golden State tonight. That's beautiful. So yeah, I mean, the Celtics made a move. Are they gonna do it? Like, did that push the needle at all for them? Was it kind of just freeing stuff up? Like, do you think they're gonna fall a little bit here?
I like Derek White too much. I forgot they were 7th. I think they go up too. And then you got the Cavs that just got LeVert. The East is very interesting, at least.
Yo, the East is gonna be crazy, man. And all the way in 12th, you got a team that didn't do anything today to try to solidify, and that kind of help. Like, it puts me to believe the thing that I've always told you. Do you make a trade when you know you're gonna get smoked?
True.
Because the worst thing that could have happened to us is we get 10th, and let's say Boston's in 9th. There's a great chance we lose to Boston.
Sure.
And if we're 10th, we got to beat them twice.
Yep.
So, okay, cool. We get it to 8th place. We're gonna beat Miami.
I'm sorry, no.
We're gonna beat Milwaukee.
Nope.
We're gonna beat Chicago.
Now whole top 3 is solidified. Anybody that plays them is gonna be a challenge.
Out of that top 3, the only team that we've given a problem is the Bulls.
And even then, you have 4 talented stars on that team, which makes it very hard to defeat. You have Vooch, you have Zach LaVine, you have DeMar DeRozan. Still have Lonzo Ball, who I think is a star. That's very tough to beat.
So is the move, like I said, is it going to be – the thing for me from here on out is, are they going to give the young guys a chance to see who is where? Because you can try to get Fournier's value up as much as you want. Everyone knows what he is. He's a scorer that plays absolutely no defense. Kemba, you can't bring up his trade value. He's not getting – you're going to not accept this team option next year. He's not going to be here.
Yep.
Alec Burks, everyone knows who he is. Noel, everyone knows who he is. Like, I think it's time to just play these young guys and see if anybody meshes with Randall. And Randall is the only person you got to worry about bringing up his trade value.
Agreed. 100% agreed. Because, yeah, Fournier is only getting, I would say, worse. And Kemba's playing, but barely any minutes.
That knee is done, bro. That left knee is done. He's got to play off the bench. Either start Rose or start Kemba and bring him out quick. Bench him a few games just to get him going. Like, just be like, yo, look. It worked last time we benched you. Let's bench you and then bring you back in. Let's see what happens.
Yep.
Atlanta, they shockingly didn't do anything. That was a team that surprised me.
Yeah, I thought they were going to trade John Collins before the deadline, but no moves.
Does Atlanta make any noise this year?
I mean, they will stay in the play-in because the Wizards lost Beal now.
But they're getting Kristaps, bro. I just want to laugh at that a little bit.
The Pacers will pass the Wizards, and the Wizards might tank to 10-11.
Word. So let's look at the West real quick before we dip out of here. Golden State stayed put. Like I said, Phoenix added Torrey Craig. I think is a very underrated thing that no one's going to talk about until the playoffs come around.
Agreed.
Memphis didn't do anything. Utah, like we said, got Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Dallas, like I said, it's going to be very interesting to watch down the stretch.
And to think those were the Pelicans too. And the bottom half had the crazy trades, but the top half's just solidified.
Yeah, because the Nuggets didn't make a move, but once they get, like the Jamal Murray back, when he should be coming back, like they said after All-Star, right? Maybe.
Yeah, Maybe after All-Star.
So that could be a team that moves up. You got Minnesota who didn't make any moves, which they can maybe slide up because they're only a game and a half out of a playoff. The Clippers, I mean, they freed up the Eric Bledsoe, got Norman Powell and Covington, so that's going to be interesting to watch.
They made the most necessary trades for PG and Kawhi to come back, in my opinion.
That team is going to be stacked. I think the only concern now is what happens when all these guys are together.
True.
Who's going to play where? Like, because Kawhi ain't playing the 4, Paul George ain't playing the 4, and Norman Powell. I guess you bring him off the bench, but
yeah, I don't think he'll start.
But that's next season. That's not even. They can worry about that later. Who cares about them? The Lakers. You think LeBron is gonna be like, yo, this hamstring hurting? I think I'm done for the year.
They're in the play-in. No, don't push it.
Yo, I mean, they're trying to blame Westbrook out here. He didn't play yesterday, and they lost to the Blazers. Like,
he's over it. LeBron's over it. Russ is trying his best to just mess up the team. AD's just there. It's a whole mess. That team is a mess.
The Pelicans are in 10th. When does Zion get on the court?
That's true. That is true.
Portland, what happens with Dame? What happens with all the young pieces they added?
At this point, we will pass the Portland Trailblazers at some point because they look horrific. You got Joe Ingles that's out for the season. You have Dame out there alone if he plays. And I don't even know who's on that team.
Oh, don't destroy Anthony Simon, son.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. That's the big difference maker from 11th to 12th. We apologize.
The only reason I don't see you guys passing any of these teams is because you guys will bench Lou Dort and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with absolutely no need to.
You're not wrong.
The Kings are going to be crazy to watch down this stretch.
They're going to go up. Fox and Sabonis, we saw what Sabonis did. But
I get it, bro. That could have been Randall.
We're not going to go there. I understand. You don't have Halliburton, you don't have Fox. It's okay.
Yo, Sabonis played 33 minutes. He went 10 for 19, 14 rebounds, 22 points, 5 assists. That should be Randall, man. Anyways, the Spurs, I don't see them doing anything crazy. Like, they got Josh Richardson. Like I said, there's some teams that just need a veteran. That's kind of what I see Josh Richardson with Greg Popovich being. The Thunder, they got 50,000 picks, and we just got to wait and see what happens all season. And the Rockets are the Rockets. What is there to talk about there?
Nothing. At this point, nothing.
Well, John Wall, that's the only thing that's going to be interesting down the stretch because they're like, yo, we're not buying you out, homie. You got me effed up if you think I'm buying you out. And he's like, oh, okay. Y'all going to buy me out. I swear to God, I ain't moving from the seat. $40 million. So will he opt in? Will he opt out? Can you say no? If you him, can you say no to that 45 mil he's supposed to get?
Oh, definitely not. I'm not saying no to that. Not playing a game, he's still getting 40 mil. That's worse than Lil Deng getting 5 mil from the Lakers. He's not even on the team, like.
Bro. Well, that was a trade deadline.
Sad things for our team.
Yeah, bro. We're gonna get smoked by the Warriors tonight.
That's what I'm thinking about. I could just see your thoughts bubble, just Fox, Halliburton.
You know what makes it worse too? RJ Barrett's out tonight because let's talk about that real quick before we end. Your boy Thomas Thibodeau, I forgot his middle name, decided, let me play RJ Barrett when we're down 17 with a minute left, and he sprained his ankle with like 20 seconds left, down like 15.
He did play like 79 minutes within the past 2 games. So.
Oh, did you hear about the last 3 games? You heard he played like 124 minutes in the last 3 games.
Shout out to Tibbs. But God forbid if we put Obi Toppin out there instead of Taj Gibson, that's a big dilemma. Can't do that.
Listen, bro. I'm not here to dissect that. I'm just here to talk about how we gonna get smoked by the Warriors.
That sounds horrible.
Isn't it crazy to think we here was last year, and that feels like that was like 3 years ago?
Yep.
Let's end it here, man. I don't even know what to say
Just
right
shut
now.
our laptop down.
I don't even know what to say. You do the closing. I can't even close this out. We'll be here
All
tomorrow.
right.
You can close it out.
We'll be back. We're just being sad as always. Just subscribe so you can just see how miserable Dan is all the time. And to you Knicks fans, good luck. Peace out.
Super Bowl tomorrow.
Ooh.
That's the discussion tomorrow. And Ethan's a Bengals fan, so he's gonna be talking his ish.
I'm just gonna be swinging my AJ Green jersey just everywhere. Don't worry about it.
Bro, where's the Jamar Chase jersey, bro?
It's incoming. Once we win the Super Bowl, I'll get the Joe Burrow, I'll get the Jamar Chase. It'll be hung up somewhere in the room. Don't worry.
All right, because if I had Jamar Chase on my team, not like I said that we should draft him or anything, I would have had a jersey by now, but we don't have him. I mean, we have Elijah Moore, but anyways, yeah.
The life of New York. Just realize that, guys. The life of New York. It's struggle out here.
New York, we here.
Point guard forever.
Bro.
Ever looking for a point guard.
I'm going to close this show out the right way, bro.
All right.
All the people we're supposed to trade are for real saying, New York, we here. All the people, Alec Burks, Kemba, Fort, everybody in trade movement. New York, we still here. Woo!
We just add crickets in the background.
Have you seen, before I end, bro, let me just ask you one thing. Have you seen the Leon Rose meme of him sleeping?
Yep. Good luck then. Good luck. We'll see in the Super Bowl eventually. We'll see you then. Maybe playoffs in the NBA in the future before we'll draft picks. So we'll see. Don't worry.
That's our guy.
Zach, what happened? Trying to get some bonus.
Anyways,
you guys,
we'll end it there. We'll be back tomorrow talking to Super Bowl.
We'll do a soft peace out. Peace out.